So I have discovered something about myself lately, and I'm wondering if you're doing this and thinking this as well. See, I've been saying for a while now that I want more space in my schedule. I want more time, more free time, right? It's why we go into business for ourselves anyways, for the freedom, right? So I've been saying I want more space in my schedule. I want more time available. But I'm so conditioned to live in survival mode that now that I've created the time and the space, kind of freaking out about it. I'm like seriously freaking out about it. Like I'm making the space that I said that I wanted. I'm getting more efficient in what I'm doing. I'm only doing those things that get the results that I want. I'm getting more done with less hours by having the focus and the clarity and all the things, right? All the things we know we need in order to reach the goals that we have. But now that I have all these extra hours, it's like, why is it creating panic instead of creating the peace, right? The peace that I said that I wanted. And I'm having to figure out that the peace is not a problem. Having that peace is the point. It's the point because I hear this from other people all the time, right? They want freedom. What do you want? I want more freedom. Certainly what I said I wanted. But then we fill our schedules to the absolute brink with doing things, right? We fill our schedule with doing things. But let's think about this for a second. If we are feeling guilty, panic, like we're doing something wrong when we have nothing to do, when we have that free time, if those are our feelings, what is the energy that we're bringing to the things that we are doing? So I want to repeat that because this has been really insightful for me. Hopefully it'll help you. If we are feeling guilty, panicky, like we're doing something wrong, if we're not chasing and grasping and striving and working more, then is that the energy that we're bringing with us to the things that we're doing? That same energy is what we bring to the things that we're doing. This problem of living in constant doing, it actually has worse consequences than we think, because we think it's just the guilt and the exhaustion. But the consequences are really in our businesses that's the energy that we're bringing to everything we're doing, right? That is the default energy underneath our efforts to grow our business. And I don't know about you, but to me, that doesn't sound helpful at all, right? What kind of business gets created out of panic and survival mode and more, and I'm doing something wrong, right? That's not helpful. By the way, before I go any further, I'm not talking about doing work that needs to be done, or I'm not talking about, oh, build it and they will come, vision it and it appears. That is not what I'm talking about, because there's absolutely work that we have to do to build their businesses. That's awesome. I'm talking about what happens with our energy when we are not building our business and our life intentionally. And instead, we're filling the hours out of reaction mode, right? That has completely different energy. There's completely different energy of building what we want on purpose through creation, as opposed to filling our hours with work out of reaction mode. So what is going on here? Like, what is this? Number one, busy is a habit. I've said this for a while. Busy is the new fine. How are you doing? Oh my God, I'm so busy, right? People expect you to be constantly busy. This is what everyone says. I'm so busy. I'm so busy. So when you're not busy, you almost feel like you're doing something wrong. We actually feel like we're doing something wrong because busy is the new fine. Number two, we think things are supposed to be hard. We actually think things are supposed to be hard. Most of us have very long-standing beliefs around the only thing that are of value, the only things that are of value is if they were hard to accomplish. And we give all sorts of accolades and applause to those who have achieved things by working really, really hard. By the way, I absolutely agree with a lot of those accolades and applause. Like, seriously, my new guilty pleasure, if you would call it that, are watching the clips of the NFL draft on TikTok and watching these men get drafted by the NFL and their dreams coming true and the crying and the cheering. Like, yes, I absolutely agree with accolades and applause for people who've accomplished rare accomplishments through hard work. But most of us aren't quite trying to accomplish the types of things that require 24/7 effort. We're trying to accomplish good things, but not necessarily the stuff that's like all in 24 hours a day, give up your life in order to achieve this one goal. And yet, we think that all accomplishments have to be that hard to be of value. And that's just not true. It's allowed to be easy. In fact, I would argue you might get further faster if you followed an easier path. So we think that the only value is of things that happen because they were hard. The third thing that I see going on is we don't know what to do with the time anyway. Like, we don't know what to do with any of this extra time. So we fill it, and we fill it with whatever's in front of us. It's like, ask yourself, do you have hobbies? Do you have friends? So many people I know go into business for themselves because they want the freedom, right? I keep saying this, they want the freedom. But then you don't know what to use that freedom for. So you either work harder, hence the previous point, or the other extreme, in the open hours, you end up doing things that are really more like shutting down and disassociating from the stress of it all than actually the freedom, right? The endless scrolling, the binging on TV, whatever it is. Sometimes that might actually be relaxing, but a lot of times those really passive activities are like shutting down and disassociating due to the stress and not really filling the hours of freedom that we've created. So what if you filled your calendar with the things that absolutely lit you up and then organized the work you needed to do on your business around those things? So instead of filling your calendar with all the have to, and then hoping upon hope that there's an hour left over somewhere to get to do a thing you actually want to do, what would absolutely fill your cup to be able to do? And then go put that on the calendar first. Now you've got to like work this stuff together. You got to wiggle it up together because it doesn't really help to fill your calendar with the things that fill your cup and then feel guilty about doing it. Right now we've just created a different problem. Personally, what I've done lately, if you haven't seen me on Facebook posting, I've started the process to get certified to work with owls and hawks as a part of a conservation education program. I go every week. It's on the calendar, and then I work around it because it just so fills my cup. Peace and freedom don't feel like something you want to create if you don't have anything to fill that time with. I'll say that again because this is really important. Peace and freedom don't feel like something you want to create if you don't have anything worthwhile to fill the time with. So I got one more for you here, and it's kind of a bonus because it's kind of scary. If you want to be really brave, if you want to be really, really brave with this, fill some of your newfound time with just being quiet. Because the truth is, it can be scary, scary, scary to get really quiet when you're just alone with your thoughts. And I've been working a lot on getting really quiet for extended periods of time now. And I'll tell you, the quiet can be so much scarier than the noise, because the noise keeps us distracted. The busy keeps us distracted. But all the things that I've been able to come up with and create, and ideas, and how to fill my cup instead of, how do they say it? How to work, right? How do they say that? Live, instead of living to work, I'm working to live, right? Instead of being in charge of my own time. All this stuff has come up from being quiet. Finding the easier path in my business came from getting quiet. Letting go of the lie and the story that things are only of value if they're really hard to achieve. That's only come because I've gotten quiet and spent more time getting quiet. It's helping me embrace and create more peace and giving me more courage to go for even bigger outcomes in my business in less time and allowing them to be easier. The quiet time is where I've learned that my problem with peace is that it freaked me out. I was so used to survival mode. I was so used to survival mode that my body did not know what to do if I chilled out for even a minute. I can do it on vacation. It usually takes like 2 days for me to finally come down. I could do it on vacation because there was an end time to that. But getting into the quiet time to create the peace is what's letting me create all the more magical things. So my invitation for you, if you want to move your business further, faster, learn how to embrace the peace in your life and not just fill your hours with either busy, busy, busy or shutting down and disassociating.